Right, it was your for Fiifi Manfred today. I saw another big one. Champions League post-match analysis. Wow, what a set of games in the Champions League. Obviously, some interesting results. And then in the Champions League conversation system from Spain going to Czech to Italy. Huge results at our Kosovo tournament. Of course, you made a post-match analysis at the amount that we know exactly what went on in there, what happened to the various teams in the Champions League. Argentina teams be lose so much, so why did certain teams go in there and then gets the wins. I think that first of all, a very imperative set getting come up from the Barca perspective. Where Barcelona, congratulations, because that was some excellent results from FC Barcelona. I think that in terms of the gravity of the match there, Obi or your football fan expected Barca to go away to Red Star Belgrade and then get the results. And yet Obi, especially if you are a follower of Barca's form, in this season, a number of games on my bonus, you didn't expect Barca to go away, say on bed dropping points against Red Star Belgrade. But I think it's essential about performance and the fact Barca this season have been very consistent in sending on this season, sending on control games, sending largely going into games on dominating matches. I think that is where it has come from FC Barcelona, and that is why Obia or Barcelona have been very excited. Mind you, again, where a game they consider a goal and offside the chopping off. So the psychological bit of the game also did come into play. Almost sure my first goal definitely was another goal. There was an equalizer from Red Star Belgrade for them. But in the response and then the upping of the gear from FC Barcelona, any Hansi Flick and Morant, I think it has been solid, especially for a man team, one Robert Lewandowski. I think the strikers' instincts did show today. And also, Abrante friend Rafinha, I think he has been the biggest winner at FC Barcelona since Hansi Flick take Jumano as the manager of FC Barcelona, largely running channels, largely being solid in terms of hold up, being an outlet for them, and also the creative ability and also do come into play. And I think that Rafinha keeps on growing in leaps and bounds in terms of what he gives you as a winger, what he gives you from wide areas, and how good he is on and off the ball. Abrante friend Rafinha has been solid. Analysis now. Of course, any match course in the final, Elusu by 3 goals to 1. By Michin by a goal to 0. Shakhtar Donetsk, a boss I game Owini by 2 goals to 1. Aston Villa Elusu by a goal to 0. What a way for Aston Villa to concede a penalty and lose. International Milan FA Arsenal Football Club by a goal to 0. Paris Saint-Germain Elusu to Atletico Madrid by 2 goals to 1. Brestois Kokoshe Slavia Prague, Spartak Prague by 2 goals to 1. Stuttgart Tima Elusu to team friend Atlanta by 2 goals to 0. But I think first of all, from the camp of FC Barcelona, I think that was an excellent game. Barca went into the game with a regular lineup in a 4-2-3-1. Not too much tinkering from coach friend Hansi Flick. Pena imposed a Chironum Inigo Martinez Pau Kobasi, a centre back pair. I one of the best. The man already said Abrante friend Inigo Martinez and they shared the first goal for FC Barcelona with Niti from a precision ball from a corner kick. It was an excellent ball from Abrante, your friend Inigo Martinez, that Pau Kobasi. Next to him, of course, Jules Koundé was in there, Frankie de Jong, Marc Casado, Rafinha, Pedri, Lamine Yamal, and Robert Lewandowski, and they make it the team for them. And watch the Barca this season. It looks as you said the pivot of Casado and the Abrante friend Pedri has been very good consistently. Almost control games consistently. They've been in matches. I say Omoma game near very calm for Barcelona again. It's a game of basketball with high intensity, high line, almost push up very high, and then left some spaces in behind for teams to attack them. But then again, I don't think a word Hansi Flick's team so much, because essentially whilst they press with the high line, they seem to be outscoring on opponents. And against Espanyol, in the game against Red Star Belgrade, they did against Real Madrid, and that's the kind of team your friend FC Barcelona will deliver in the Champions League. They've also done it against young boys, and it's quality everywhere for team and friend Barcelona. Of course, Inigo Martinez shared the first goal. Abrante friend Robert Lewandowski actually 2 goals in there. Rafinha actually another goal in there. Of course, these are the Barca players consistently. Femi Lopez by and said the goal about two Danny Olmo, Gavi, Victor, Paul Victor, so Babe Bobby, Obeya Brantia, your friend Robert Lewandowski, Gavi Bebobi, Sergio Dominguez Bebobi, Danny Olmo Bebobi, Inti, and then Oshe the Champions League table also, where all the various teams wanna Barca a top 6, in the top 8 is not automatic. On the qualifier, no Barca part of them still on the top. No a team a friend Liverpool and now on share no Sporting CP at second with 10 points, Monaco 10 points, Stade Brestois on away echo winning and also share 10 points in Internazionale Milan, 10 points after doing a good job on Arsenal. We need 3, draw 1. Barca on 9 points after losing to the first game against Monaco. No Barca and Lucy game on 9 points, Monaco on 9 Dortmund 9 points. And a team, my friend Aston Villa after losing today, and so 9 points. So that is huge. And in terms of the points now, then down you go. Tibasa were able to get a job done and then do the job away at Red Star Belgrade to be in the top 6 of the of the Champions League phase. Now, of course, almost 2 matches more in this year before CB Remna Fibasa who Babia Obejina with respect to the other matches so in the Champions League. Of course, Inter, any team, my friend Arsenal, a huge game, something very peculiar. See, Internazionale Milan team here when it comes to playing away from home, playing from home, only a lot of rotations. Defensively, I think Sadio Bakwa Simeone is very, very good and resolute with, and he said one of the things that he does very well is to make sure that every time consistently, or the defensive, I mean how resolute the defense, number one priority for him. So all boy in games like this, game where you go boy, or a lot of changes. Bastoni and started De Vrij with John about Pavard and about Bissek. Now Bissek had a special role in some match now on Arsenal and boy, in Fiifi one obviously. Obaba Branche Feno, Hakan Klanogo, Henrik Mkhitaryan, and Oba Branche Nobo, Davide Fratesi and Zelinski. Then at wing backs no more, Denzel Dumfries and Branche Feno, Matteo Damian, then Mediterami and Branche Feno, Lautaro Martinez. But one thing very, very intriguing, Coach Feni Simeone Inzaghi, and he said every time we are not Arsenal, Inter, ebe moving out of my blocks, no more ball long, now I'm hold up, Loma use a branch FN Mediterranean, then off the ball, the job will be done by Lautaro Martinez. A branch FN Basic, although started as the LCB consistently will be doing the marauding of the left hand side. He will go up top, run the channels, come back, receive the ball in the half turn, and then try to play for. And I think that it was an intriguing tactical battle in that regard. Arsenal for one went into this game to press them, and they did so. They pressed Inter for 1v1. They were more aggressive in their faces. They tried to win the ball very high and up the field of play. I think that in the first half, Arsenal in almost 5 or 6 corner kicks, and they had created the better chances. They had the best chance of winning the game, but Arsenal couldn't win the game in there. They couldn't score from such chances, quality chances, no creative. They could not score, and that was the thing that was worrying. How do you play in matches like this that you create quality chances, you get a lot of corner kicks, but still you do not score? It was hugely worrying for Tima, your friend Arsenal Football Club in there. And when they went in there, when they had a conversation, when they decided to play out Omunya Sanyama in the second half, on try some best Sanyama. But before that, I think there was a lucky ball and Bobby Ball, Mikel Merino and boxing and Abrantia, your friend Hakan Klahanoglu, Okujina Bonachi, and then he did slot home as the first goal for Tima, your friend Internazionale Milan. In the second half, it was more about defending the goal, making sure say very resolute. Now conceding any goals via to Arsenal Football Club. They did so entirely in the second half. Arsenal pushed. Arsenal went into this game. Obviously, this weekend, a big one against Chelsea. To know when he has a morale booster. This was also a game without Abrantia, your friend Declan Rice, but our captain, your friend Martin Odegaard did have a part to play in this game. It was in the first half. Arsenal lacked the creative spark in the middle of the park, in the house space. Somebody that could pin a ball in behind Interphone, somebody that could manipulate the ball. Square in a ball into the path of maybe one of the wingers or a cat in the back. No be about to. Arsenal didn't have that. They always went long with the hold up ability of a branch friend Kai Havertz, and Inter were always up to it. They're very consistently chasing down Pavard and Besek. They were always into it, always consistently closing down our branch friend Kai Havertz. So I mean, Arsenal created some little chances from that, but it wasn't entirely under control from them. On the team from the starting here, holding team back, we're showing the two centre back pair of Gabriel Magalhaes and our branch friend William Saliba, Ben White, Kai Havertz, Thomas Partey, Mikel Merino, Martinelli, Trossard, and Bukayo Saka. Now, Arsenal scored a lot of goals from set pieces. I think that one of the things that people was expecting, say, Arsenal should go up, it should come from set piece now. One of these matches. But it looks like say Inter really watch Arsenal's set piece routines now. Almost shady, a very good video analysis and preparation of it. One thing that Inter did very well, they said they protected the 6-yard box of a branch here. Your friend Jean Sommer. So anytime Arsenal be look people on there, just to put pressure on Jean Sommer. On the boys, this is on send and some of the big bulky dominant goalkeepers now. In terms of money, so they're expecting to use their centre backs and your players, some very physical to dominate zones now. But Inter had the men, they had it in Denzel Dumfries consistently in front of Jean Sommer. Same for Bisek, same for Brentford friend Stefan De Vrij. And I think that they did an excellent job in that regard. Very, very good job defending the front post of goalkeeper your friend Jean Sommer and making sure someone consider any goal from set pieces, because you say Arsenal are ultimately one of the best teams in terms of set pieces, and they did an excellent job at doing their job. Inter a winning game by a goal to 0. Another big match of interest, Bayern forward Snefi share by just a goal to 0 against team your friend FC Benfica. Of course, Robert Kaya Bayern Aqua away Kolusi to team my friend Aston Villa, Sansi Kolusi to FC Bayern Munich. So this is a game that had a lot of pressure on them. They had to deliver. Now Bruno Lage, or the manager of FC Benfica, over match with him, he had a different plan. Now see the referee Bruno Lage, not only Wolverhampton Wanderers in English Premier League. And in English Premier League, every time one of the best 3-back, 5-back managers are almost reducing spaces, almost manipulating spaces, almost it's very difficult for you to break them down. Almost shape without the ball, yet almost impeccable. Now Bruno Lage can be, and that's the job. And then or the Benfica for no quite away. UFC by mission. The thing is that because our more issues with supporters and your metro system match need delay. Whilst most of the games started at 8 p.m. This match started a little bit later in the day and almost started a match. In the first half, it was goalless because Bayern for were pushing, were trying to get the results. Now, almost said that a good opening. We're showing them they had loads of the ball. Benfica for went into the game with a friend Martin Carreras as a left wing back. We're showing them Silva, Otamendi, and Arao making the back three, and Issa Kabore, the right wing back. Now, then in front of them, Andersons, Renato Sanchez, and Kochu making a midfield 3, then Amdoni and a Brentford friend Atakoglu making it a 5-3-2 solid. Anyone consistently. Sometimes your friend Angel Di Maria did come in for Atakoglu and they wanted to make the pitch compact. They wanted to prevent teams from playing through them. Now come some money very hard for Bayern, and that's exactly what they did in the first half. Until the second half, your friend Jamal Musiala, and I did mention in an analysis, and so should be Bayern. And one of the things that was going to be huge for them, and he said Jamal Musiala is going to be very, very important for them in the half space. In a game against Bayern, Jamal Musiala anyone. So most of the chances they didn't get that central occupation. It was a slow Abrante Fanny Thomas Muller and in Harry Kane, and that didn't really work for them. Now share at the back, it is Kimmich, Kim Jae-min, Upamecano, Davies. Then in front of them, Palinga, and Abrante Fanny Conrad Lima, said Gnabry, Jamal Musiala, and Abrante Fanny Michael Olise make them the attacking trio right behind player your friend Harry Kane. It was in the second half, and Jamal Musiala important goal for team and friend FC Bayern Munich, and Bayern any win in this game. It would have taken them very, very low in the Champions League conversations. In fact, as it stands now, Oshe Bebia Bayern Edana, it's in a qualification phase, almost 17th, almost 6 points, almost 17th. Madrid Edomachi, almost 6 points, almost 18th. It means that they will probably play in the playoffs now. Atalanta, Man City, Juventus, Arsenal, Bayern Leverkusen, Lille, Celtic, Dynamo Zagreb, Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, Benfica, AC Milan, Feyenoord, Club Brugge, and team my friend Atletico Madrid plus PSV Eindhoven. And the knockout the playoffs face team my friend Paris Saint-Germain almost any part. They are not in the list in terms of qualification. Or just 4 points. Spartak Prague, Stuttgart, Shakhtar Donetsk, Girona, Salzburg, Bologna, RB Leipzig, Storm Graz, Young Boys, Red Star Belgrade, Munich out of the competition. If the competition ends right now, obviously it's not going to end right now. Of course, in another game, of course, so that big one that went on in Paris. In the lead out to this one, now Paris Saint-Germain in here points now. Now Atletico Madrid in here points now. 3 points was very, very important for both teams. Who was going to get it? It was Luis Enrique versus Coach Efene El Cho, the Parc des Princes. And I think that it has been a very, very bad Champions League campaign so far for Paris Saint-Germain, going away to Arsenal, not getting the result, not even getting a goal. Only goal I'm share against Girona in the Champions League, was almost a goal given away by branch friend Paulo Gazzaniga, the goalkeeper of Team friend Girona. Then staying at home to come and play against Team friend Atletico de Madrid. You go up by a goal Atletico for the chair. You can't control the game. You slack around, mess it up. And one my team, your friend Atletico de Madrid come back in the second. The first half, only equalizer through Molina, and in the second half, getting a winner at the dead from team, your friend Atletico de Madrid. I think it was a very, very, very bad performance for team, your friend Paris Saint-Germain, and I think that they need to do better. Paris Saint-Germain really, really needs to do better as it stands now. Share number of games are almost in terms of fixtures. Said your co-international break never. This weekend, against Angers. There is Toulouse. Then there's Champions League after that. Against FC Bayern Munich away at the Allianz Arena. What a game! Because of the Allianz Arena, and already baby team my friend Paris Saint-Germain, that baby Bayern that ain't good enough. All of them need that 3 points to probably secure qualification. Then they come back in the French league. Almost Champions League on my last one for the year against team my friend Salzburg away in Austria. Then of course. In 2025, early 2025, against Manchester City. Then finally, in the league phase of the competition, against my friend Stuttgart. It's 4 more by the time I have the half of the games now. Our Champions League game, Paris Saint-Germain, baby, lose a huge game, an important game. Any some lose to team your friend Atletico de Madrid. And of course, it's a sad one for team your friend Paris Saint-Germain. On the part of Paris Saint-Germain, lose just 1 match per the Spanish La Liga name. But in terms of the Champions League, they were struggling. They were really, really struggling in the Champions League, especially even before Paris Saint-Germain match. Yeah, but of course, after some 4 games now, team your friend Atletico de Madrid, in the Spanish La Liga, third position. But of course, in the Champions League, team your friend Atletico de Madrid also are in a place that is not good enough for them. They need to do on the 23rd position. 23rd position, just 1 point away from team your friend PSG. That they're last on the 24th position. And next game is a hugely important games for them, and they important. So we don't go away to Lille, Benfica, and they've ended up getting an important win at the Parc des Princes against a certain Paris Saint-Germain side. They also needed a point. And look at this team, and they have almost everything. Bradley Barcola, Ousmane Dembele. Today in the middle of the park, Marco Asensio was supposed to be the center forward. That gives them the goals, but it wasn't to be. One is Emery, the chef first goal, Molina the 1-1, and then later the age-old Angel Correa, somebody that has been a superstar for Atletico de Madrid, a pop up from the bench, and a big critique chance now. And I'll share more. In terms of data, Paris Saint-Germain an XG of 1.92, Atletico de Madrid 0.66. Huge XG advantage to team up. Your friend of Paris Saint-Germain, but they couldn't get the job done. And then now they are in a lot of trouble. Like I did mention to you, against Manchester City on the ball. Some of the very, very difficult games on the away to FC Bayern Munich. And these games, and yet Bayern Abrewa Edgewater for team your friend of Paris Saint-Germain. How are they going to get these results? If you look at fixtures at Eba, Nyamiadoma. Next year, I told you about them, number of games on the ball. But let's look at the fixtures of team my friend Atletico de Madrid in the Champions League also. Champions League, the co-international break against Spartak Prague away in Czech Republic. A negotiable game for team my friend Atletico de Madrid. No one if you know about Slovian Bratislava. And that's also a very negotiable game for Atletico de Madrid. Then of course in the Champions League in 2025, Obeba against FC Bayern Leverkusen, they will feel now I caught away now I caught against Salzburg. Now finally in 2025, we bought another one over into Atletico de Madrid. And him said, oh, hugely important games are ever. So away from these games, also there were some important games, like I did mention to you. Atalanta, actually, team my friend is Stuttgart, like 2-0 Stuttgart have been good. Sebastian Hoeneß team, they have been very, very good in the German Bundesliga. But in the Champions League, has been a little bit difficult for them. Shakhtar Donetsk, what a win that they had, 2-1. Of course, International Milan, Maboso this weekend, Arsenal, our big game against Chelsea, our English Premier League game, after say, winning out the maximum points against Team defending Milan. They would want to look back and see if they can get a point against Chelsea, our English Premier League game. That's not going to be easy at all for Mikel Arteta and then Branty. And into Champions League match day 4, Wednesday, and of course, exciting set of games, shape, group, channel, wherever you want to be. At the end of the day, I think that there are going to be more exciting games, and I love the Champions League. League phase now, very, very unpredictable, difficult to predict. And then your bet slip, it's only by mission. And then Tinashe second goal, and then your most safest slip on Etomo. I'm going again tomorrow, the Europa League. I'm here at my channel for Chelsea game on Bebo, and you made pre-match analysis at the Bebro. And then of course after the game, so your Bebro pre-match analysis. Of course, I have to draw the curtains on Fiifi Manfred on YouTube. So subscribe to the channel. I thank you and subscribe here. Take care until then. Bye bye.